Success isn't merely about being skilled or even outstanding at your job. It's about becoming essential, someone whose presence and contributions are so prized that the thought of replacing them seems impossible. The world is filled with capable, diligent individuals, but talent alone doesn't ensure you're indispensable. Becoming irreplaceable comes from developing habits that set you apart, not just in abilities, but in character, mindset, and how you approach life. These habits make others see you as more than just a team member. They see you as the one who elevates the entire team. When you become irreplaceable, opportunities find you. People seek your guidance, collaboration, and leadership. This isn't just about securing your career, it's about building a life where you're valued in every circle, professionally, personally, and socially. The habits that make you irreplaceable aren't flashy or complex, they're simple in principle but powerful in practice. They demand discipline, self-awareness, and a genuine desire to contribute meaningfully to the world. The truth is, anyone can become irreplaceable. It doesn't matter where you start, how much natural talent you have, or what field you're in. What matters is the deliberate choice to show up every day with the intention to stand out, not for recognition, but because you're committed to growth, excellence, and impact. These habits aren't about competing with others, but about competing with your own potential. They transform you from being merely capable to being truly exceptional. Exceeding expectations requires foresight. You have to think ahead, understanding not just what's been asked, but why it's been asked. Irreplaceable people don't just follow instructions. They think critically about the desired outcome and find ways to make it better. If someone asks for a solution, they deliver a strategy. If someone needs help with a task, they offer support and insight that improves the entire process. The habit of exceeding expectations applies to how you treat people. It's about showing up with integrity, kindness, and professionalism in every interaction. It's about being the person who listens deeply, remembers details that matter, and follows up without being asked. People value those who make them feel valued. And exceeding expectations in how you treat others builds relationships that last a lifetime. Another aspect of this habit is consistency. Exceeding expectations isn't about occasional grand gestures. It's about the everyday commitment to excellence. It's about doing your best work even when no one is watching. Irreplaceable people don't turn their effort on and off like a switch. They make it a habit to bring their best to everything they do, no matter how big or small. This habit isn't just about external results, it's about internal standards. Irreplaceable people hold themselves to a higher standard than anyone else does. They don't settle for good enough because they know that mediocrity is the quickest path to irrelevance. They push themselves to grow, learn, and improve every day. Not because someone else demands it, but because they demand it of themselves. Exceeding expectations doesn't mean burning yourself out or saying yes to everything. It's about being strategic with your energy and focus. Irreplaceable people prioritize their efforts on what matters most, ensuring that the areas where they go above and beyond have the greatest impact. They understand that it's not about doing more, it's about doing better. The rewards of this habit are profound. When you consistently exceed expectations, you build a reputation for reliability, excellence, and value. People come to rely on you because they know you won't just deliver, you'll deliver more than they thought possible. This reputation opens doors, creates opportunities, and positions you as someone who is not just a participant, but a leader. Not just capable, but indispensable. Exceeding expectations isn't about seeking recognition or praise. It's about cultivating a mindset of excellence that becomes second nature over time. This habit transforms the way you see yourself and the way others see you. It's not about being the best for the sake of comparison. It's about being the best you can be, knowing that your efforts have the power to inspire and uplift everyone around you. Next, the second habit that will make you irreplaceable is mastering the art of dependability. Dependability may not be flashy, but it is the cornerstone of trust, and trust is what makes you indispensable. It's easy to overlook dependability as a skill, but the truth is being someone who can be counted on time and time again separates you from the crowd. In a world full of uncertainty, people value those who bring consistency, reliability, and follow-through. Dependability begins with doing what you say you will do. It's a simple principle, but one that many fail to uphold. Irreplaceable people understand that their word is their bond. When they make a commitment, they follow through without excuses. They know that every time they keep a promise, they strengthen their reputation, and every time they fail to deliver, they weaken it. This habit requires attention to detail. Dependable people don't leave things to chance. They plan, prepare, and execute with precision to ensure that nothing falls through the cracks. They anticipate potential obstacles and address them proactively. If a task requires 10 steps, They don't stop at 9, assuming the last step will take care of itself. They complete the job fully and effectively, leaving no loose ends. Dependability is about more than completing tasks. It's about how you show up in every aspect of life. Irreplaceable people are dependable in their character. They're honest, consistent, and grounded in their principles. People know what to expect from them because they don't waver in their values. This consistency builds trust over time, making them the kind of person others want to collaborate with, confide in, and rely on in moments of challenge. An important aspect of dependability is communication. Irreplaceable people understand that being dependable isn't just about meeting deadlines or fulfilling obligations, it's about keeping others informed along the way. If they encounter delays or challenges, they don't hide it or make excuses. They communicate openly, providing updates and solutions. This transparency reassures others and demonstrates accountability. Dependability means being reliable under pressure. It's easy to perform when everything is going smoothly, but true dependability is tested in moments of difficulty, when deadlines are tight, when stakes are high, or when unexpected problems arise. Dependable people stay calm, focused, and determined. They don't crumble under stress, they rise to the occasion. This resilience makes them invaluable in any situation. One of the keys to being dependable is learning how to manage your commitments wisely. Irreplaceable people don't overpromise and underdeliver. They understand their limits and are honest about what they can and cannot do. They don't say yes to everything out of fear of disappointing others. Instead, they prioritize quality over quantity, ensuring that whatever they commit to receives their full attention and effort. Dependability extends to your relationships. Being dependable means being there for others when they need you, not just when it's convenient. It's about showing up consistently, whether it's to lend a listening ear, provide support, or celebrate someone else's success. These acts of dependability strengthen bonds and make you someone others trust and respect. On a deeper level, this habit doesn't require perfection. Irreplaceable people understand that mistakes and setbacks are inevitable. What sets them apart is how they handle those moments. When they fall short, they take responsibility, make amends, and do everything in their power to prevent a repeat. This accountability not only preserves their reputation, but often strengthens it, as people appreciate their honesty and commitment to improvement. Being dependable may not get immediate recognition, but it creates long-term value. When you're dependable, people begin to see you as essential. You become the person they turn to in critical moments because they know you'll come through. This trust opens doors and creates opportunities that might otherwise remain out of reach. Over time, your dependability becomes part of your identity, setting you apart as someone who is not just competent, but indispensable. At its core, dependability is about respect for your time, respect for others' time, and respect for the commitments you make. It's about understanding that your actions have an impact on those around you and choosing to act with integrity and consistency. When you cultivate this habit, you build a foundation of trust and credibility that makes you irreplaceable in every sphere of life. Next, the third habit that will make you irreplaceable is developing a growth-oriented mindset. This habit is the foundation for continuous improvement, adaptability, and long-term success. Those who adopt a growth mindset don't see their skills, knowledge, or potential as fixed. Instead, they view them as ever-expanding with effort, learning, and persistence. This mindset makes them not only resilient, but invaluable, because they're always evolving to meet new challenges and seize new opportunities. A growth-oriented mindset begins with the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. Irreplaceable people don't shy away from challenges because they fear failure. Instead, they embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. They understand that every mistake, every setback, and every obstacle holds a lesson that can help them improve. This perspective makes them more adaptable and less likely to become discouraged when things don't go as planned. This mindset requires curiosity and a hunger for knowledge. Irreplaceable people are lifelong learners who constantly seek out new information, skills, and perspectives. They read, study, and engage with people and ideas that challenge their thinking. They understand that the world is always changing, and staying relevant means staying curious. They don't just consume information passively, they actively look for ways to apply what they've learned to their work and lives. Another critical component of a growth-oriented mindset is feedback. Irreplaceable people don't just tolerate feedback, they welcome it. They see constructive criticism as a gift that can help them identify blind spots and areas for improvement. Instead of becoming defensive, they listen, reflect, and use feedback as a tool for growth. This openness to feedback sets them apart because it shows a willingness to learn and evolve, which makes them indispensable in any environment. The habit of setting ambitious yet achievable goals is central to a growth mindset. Irreplaceable people don't settle for mediocrity. They push themselves to aim higher, set challenging targets, and pursue their goals with discipline and focus. But they recognize the importance of breaking those goals into smaller, manageable steps. This approach allows them to make steady progress, building momentum and confidence along the way. This is another hallmark of a growth-oriented mindset. Irreplaceable people understand that setbacks are not the end of the road, but part of the journey. When they encounter difficulties, they don't give up or blame external circumstances. Instead, they take responsibility for their response, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. This resilience not only helps them achieve their goals, but inspires those around them to do the same. This habit requires self-awareness. Irreplaceable people are introspective. They take the time to understand their strengths, weaknesses, and motivations. They know where they excel and where they need to improve. This self-awareness allows them to make better decisions, align their actions with their goals, and avoid repeating mistakes. It makes them more effective collaborators because they understand how their behavior affects others. A growth mindset is deeply tied to adaptability. In today's fast-paced world, change is constant, and those who resist it risk becoming obsolete. Irreplaceable people don't cling to old ways of doing things simply because they're familiar. They embrace change as an opportunity to innovate and grow. They're willing to step out of their comfort zones, learn new skills, and adapt to new circumstances. This adaptability makes them invaluable in dynamic environments where flexibility is essential. This mindset fosters creativity and innovation. When you believe that your potential is limitless, you're more likely to take risks, experiment with new ideas, and think outside the box. Irreplaceable people use their growth mindset to approach problems with curiosity and creativity, finding solutions that others might overlook. Their willingness to explore uncharted territory makes them stand out as problem solvers and innovators. The ability to inspire others is another powerful aspect of a growth-oriented mindset. When you embody this habit, you don't just improve yourself, you uplift those around you. Irreplaceable people lead by example, showing others what's possible when you embrace growth and commit to continuous improvement. Their energy, optimism, and determination are contagious, creating a ripple effect that elevates teams, organizations, and communities. At its core, a growth-oriented mindset is about believing in your ability to improve and taking consistent action to make it happen. It's about seeing potential where others see limitations and opportunities where others see obstacles. This mindset is not just a habit, it's a way of being that transforms how you approach challenges, relationships, and goals. When you cultivate a growth-oriented mindset, you don't just make yourself irreplaceable, you inspire others to do the same. The fourth habit that will make you irreplaceable is mastering the art of effective communication. Being able to convey your thoughts, ideas, and emotions with clarity and purpose elevates not just your personal interactions, but your professional contributions as well. People who are exceptional communicators often find themselves in positions of influence and leadership because they can connect, inspire, and build trust. This habit is what allows them to stand out and create meaningful, lasting impact. Communication is much more than just speaking or writing. It's about understanding and being understood. Irreplaceable people make it a priority to truly listen. They don't just wait for their turn to speak, they pay attention to what's being said both verbally and non-verbally. They ask thoughtful questions, reflect back what they've heard, and ensure that others feel seen and valued. This habit of active listening sets them apart because it builds trust and strengthens relationships. When they do speak, they are intentional about their words. Irreplaceable communicators understand that how you say something is just as important as what you say. They are clear, concise, and deliberate, ensuring their message is easy to understand and leaves no room for misinterpretation. They avoid unnecessary jargon or fluff and focus on delivering value through their words. Whether they're giving a presentation, having a one-on-one conversation, or writing an email, their communication is always purposeful and impactful. Another hallmark of effective communication is empathy. Irreplaceable people take the time to consider their audience's needs, perspectives, and emotions. They adapt their communication style to suit the situation, whether that means being more formal in a business meeting or more personal in a casual conversation. This ability to connect on a human level is what makes their words resonate and leaves a lasting impression. Nonverbal communication is another critical aspect of this habit. Irreplaceable people are mindful of their body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. They understand that these nonverbal cues can either reinforce or undermine their message. By maintaining open, confident, and approachable body language, they ensure that their communication is not only heard but felt. This alignment between words and actions builds credibility and trust. One of the most valuable skills in communication is storytelling. Irreplaceable communicators use stories to make their ideas relatable and memorable. They know that facts and figures alone are rarely enough to inspire action or change. Stories, on the other hand, engage the emotions, capture the imagination, and create a sense of connection. Whether they're sharing a personal anecdote or illustrating a point with a powerful example, their stories leave a lasting impact. Another important element of effective communication is clarity in conflict. Irreplaceable people don't avoid difficult conversations, they navigate them with skill and grace. When addressing conflicts or misunderstandings, they focus on solutions rather than assigning blame. They approach these situations with empathy and tact, ensuring that everyone involved feels heard and respected. This ability to handle conflict constructively strengthens relationships and reinforces their value as a collaborator and leader. Being adaptable in communication is essential. Irreplaceable people are comfortable speaking to a wide range of audiences, from colleagues and clients to family and friends. They adjust their tone, language, and approach to suit the context, ensuring that their message is effective regardless of who they're speaking to. This adaptability makes them versatile and invaluable in any environment. Another aspect of effective communication is the ability to provide and receive feedback. Irreplaceable communicators know how to offer feedback in a way that is constructive, specific, and actionable. They focus on behaviors rather than personal traits, making it easier for others to receive their input without feeling defensive. At the same time, they are open to receiving feedback themselves, seeing it as an opportunity to learn and grow. In a team setting, communication becomes even more critical. Irreplaceable people excel at fostering collaboration by ensuring everyone is on the same page and working toward a shared goal. They keep communication channels open, encourage input from all team members, and ensure that expectations and responsibilities are clear. This creates a sense of alignment and unity that drives success. Mastering communication involves self-awareness. Irreplaceable people understand how their words and actions affect others. They take responsibility for their impact and are willing to adjust their approach when necessary. This awareness not only enhances their communication but strengthens their relationships and reputation. Ultimately, communication is about creating connection. Irreplaceable people use their words to build bridges, foster understanding, and inspire action. They recognize that effective communication is not just a skill, but a habit, one that requires constant practice, reflection, and refinement. By mastering this habit, they make themselves indispensable in both personal and professional settings, ensuring that their presence is not only valued, but irreplaceable. Next, the fifth habit that will make you irreplaceable is cultivating an unrelenting commitment to personal growth. In a world that's constantly changing, staying the same is not an option if you want to remain valuable. Irreplaceable people understand that the only way to consistently provide value, adapt to new challenges, and seize opportunities is to keep growing mentally, emotionally, and skillfully. They don't just accept growth as a possibility, they pursue it as a priority. Growth starts with a mindset. Irreplaceable people have a deep belief that their abilities are not fixed. They see themselves as a work in progress, always capable of learning, improving, and expanding their horizons. This growth mindset gives them the courage to step outside their comfort zones and tackle new challenges, even when the outcome is uncertain. They're not afraid of making mistakes because they see every misstep as a chance to learn and improve. A commitment to personal growth requires curiosity. Irreplaceable people are lifelong learners, constantly seeking out new knowledge and perspectives. They read widely, attend seminars, and engage in conversations with people from diverse backgrounds. They understand that growth doesn't happen in isolation. It requires exposure to new ideas and experiences that challenge their thinking and broaden their understanding of the world. Another key to personal growth is setting ambitious goals. Irreplaceable people don't settle for mediocrity or rest on past achievements. They constantly push themselves to reach higher, knowing that growth lies just beyond their current limits. These goals are not just about external success. They're about becoming the best version of themselves, whether it's mastering a new skill, improving their health, or deepening their relationships. They are always striving for progress. Personal growth is about self-awareness. Irreplaceable people take the time to reflect on their strengths, weaknesses, and patterns of behavior. They seek to understand themselves deeply so they can leverage their strengths and work on their areas of improvement. This self-awareness allows them to navigate life with clarity and purpose, making decisions that align with their values and long-term vision. Feedback is a critical part of growth, and irreplaceable people actively seek it out. They don't wait for others to point out their blind spots. They ask for input and use it to refine their approach. They value constructive criticism because they know it's one of the fastest ways to improve. At the same time, they're discerning about whose feedback they take to heart, focusing on the perspectives of those who have their best interests at heart or possess expertise in the area they're working on. Personal growth requires discipline. Irreplaceable people know that growth doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, intentional effort. They create routines and habits that support their development, whether it's dedicating time each day to learning, practicing a skill, or reflecting on their progress. They understand that small daily actions compound over time to create significant transformation. Resilience is another important aspect of growth. Irreplaceable people don't let setbacks derail them. They use them as fuel to keep going. They view challenges as opportunities to build strength and develop new capabilities. This resilience not only helps them grow, but inspires those around them to do the same. Their ability to rise above adversity makes them a source of stability and encouragement in any environment. Irreplaceable people invest in their emotional growth. They understand that success isn't just about technical skills or intellectual ability, it's about emotional intelligence. They work on managing their emotions, developing empathy, and building strong relationships. This emotional growth enhances their ability to lead, collaborate, and connect with others on a deeper level. A crucial part of personal growth is being open to change. Irreplaceable people don't cling to old habits, beliefs, or ways of doing things just because they're familiar. They embrace change as a natural part of life and a necessary component of growth. They're willing to adapt their approach, pivot when needed, and let go of what no longer serves them. This flexibility allows them to stay relevant and valuable in a rapidly evolving world. Finally, irreplaceable people make their growth contagious. They share what they've learned, mentor others, and create environments where growth is celebrated and encouraged. They understand that their value is not just in what they know or can do, but in their ability to inspire and elevate others. This generosity amplifies their impact and solidifies their irreplaceability. The habit of committing to personal growth is not just about achieving success, it's about sustaining it. By continuously investing in themselves, irreplaceable people ensure that they remain relevant, capable, and indispensable no matter what challenges or opportunities come their way. Next, the sixth habit that will make you irreplaceable is the ability to build and nurture meaningful relationships. Success, no matter how independent or self-reliant you are, is rarely achieved alone. Irreplaceable people understand the value of connection, not just surface-level networking, but genuine, trust-based relationships that elevate everyone involved. They know that the strength and quality of their relationships can multiply their impact and expand their opportunities in ways that solitary effort never could. Building meaningful relationships begins with authenticity. Irreplaceable people show up as their true selves. They don't put on a facade or try to impress others by pretending to be something they're not. This authenticity fosters trust, which is the foundation of any strong relationship. People are drawn to those who are genuine because they feel safe, valued, and understood in their presence. Irreplaceable people are exceptional listeners. They don't just hear what others are saying, they actively listen, giving their full attention and seeking to understand the other person's perspective. They ask thoughtful questions, show genuine interest, and validate the feelings and experiences of others. This level of engagement makes people feel seen and appreciated, strengthening the bond between them. Empathy plays a crucial role in building relationships. Irreplaceable people take the time to understand the needs, desires, and challenges of those around them. They're not just focused on what they can get out of a relationship, but on how they can contribute and make a positive impact. This selfless approach creates a sense of reciprocity and goodwill, making others more likely to support them in return. Generosity is another hallmark of their relationships. Irreplaceable people are always looking for ways to add value, whether it's through sharing knowledge, offering assistance, or creating opportunities for others. They don't view relationships as transactions or scorekeeping exercises. They see them as partnerships built on mutual growth and support. Their willingness to give without expecting immediate returns makes them stand out and strengthens their reputation as dependable and valuable collaborators. Irreplaceable people understand the importance of trust, and they guard it carefully. They keep their commitments, honor their word, and act with integrity in every interaction. They don't gossip, betray confidences, or engage in behavior that undermines their credibility. This consistency builds a reputation that others can rely on, which is a key factor in becoming indispensable. Another important aspect of their relationships is respect. Irreplaceable people treat everyone with dignity, regardless of status or position. They don't just focus on relationships that can benefit them, they value connections with people from all walks of life. This respect creates a sense of inclusivity and fosters goodwill, opening doors to unexpected opportunities. Irreplaceable people are skilled at resolving conflict. They know that disagreements and misunderstandings are inevitable in any relationship, but they don't shy away from them. Instead, they approach conflict with a focus on finding common ground and reaching a solution that benefits everyone involved. They're willing to have difficult conversations, but do so with empathy and tact, ensuring that relationships are strengthened rather than damaged in the process. Consistency is another factor that makes them exceptional relationship builders. Irreplaceable people don't just show up when it's convenient or when they need something, they invest time and energy into maintaining their relationships over the long term. They check in regularly, offer support, and celebrate the successes of those around them. This consistency builds trust and deepens their connections, making them indispensable in the lives of others. They understand the power of community. Irreplaceable people don't just build one-on-one relationships, they create networks that bring people together. They act as connectors, introducing people who can benefit from knowing each other and fostering a sense of collaboration and shared purpose. This ability to build and nurture communities amplifies their impact and makes them a central figure in their networks. Finally, irreplaceable people are intentional about surrounding themselves with the right people. They seek out relationships with those who inspire, challenge, and support them, and they avoid toxic or draining connections. They understand that the people they spend time with have a profound influence on their mindset, energy, and success, so they choose their relationships carefully. The habit of building meaningful relationships is one of the most powerful ways to become irreplaceable. When you invest in the people around you and create connections based on trust, respect, and generosity, you not only enrich your own life, but position yourself as someone others can't imagine being without. These relationships become the foundation of your success, helping you achieve more than you ever could on your own. Next, the seventh habit that will make you irreplaceable is mastering adaptability. In a constantly changing world, change is inevitable, and the ability to adjust, pivot, and thrive in the face of uncertainty is a defining trait of those who become indispensable. Irreplaceable people don't fear change, they embrace it. They see it not as a threat, but as an opportunity to innovate, grow, and find new ways to create value. Adaptability begins with mindset. Irreplaceable people approach challenges and change with curiosity rather than resistance. They ask themselves how they can learn from the situation and what new possibilities it might reveal. Instead of clinging to the past or lamenting what's been lost, they focus on what they can create or achieve in the present and future. This optimistic and proactive approach sets them apart in environments where others may feel paralyzed by uncertainty. A key aspect of adaptability is the willingness to let go of old ways of thinking and doing. Irreplaceable people don't get stuck in outdated methods or cling to habits that no longer serve them. They regularly evaluate their processes, beliefs, and strategies, discarding what isn't working and experimenting with new approaches. This flexibility allows them to stay ahead of the curve and remain effective no matter how the landscape shifts around them. Adaptability requires a commitment to continuous learning. Irreplaceable people recognize that the skills and knowledge that brought them success today might not be enough for tomorrow. They stay curious and open, seeking out new information, perspectives, and experiences that expand their understanding and equip them for future challenges. This habit of lifelong learning keeps them sharp, relevant, and ready to tackle whatever comes next. In addition to learning, they practice agility in their decision-making. When circumstances change, irreplaceable people don't waste time lamenting the loss of their original plan. They adjust quickly, reassessing their goals and strategies based on the new information at hand. They understand that adaptability isn't about abandoning your vision, it's about finding new pathways to achieve it. This ability to pivot ensures that they remain effective, even in the face of unexpected obstacles. Emotional resilience plays a significant role in adaptability. Change often brings uncertainty, stress, and discomfort, but irreplaceable people have developed the inner strength to navigate these emotions without being overwhelmed. They stay calm under pressure, viewing challenges as opportunities to grow stronger and more capable. Their resilience inspires confidence in others, making them a steadying presence in times of turmoil. Irreplaceable people excel at collaboration during periods of change. They understand that adaptability is often a team effort, and that the best solutions come from leveraging the diverse strengths and perspectives of those around them. They foster open communication, encourage creative problem solving, and work together with others to navigate uncertainty and identify opportunities. Adaptability isn't just about reacting to change, it's about anticipating it. Irreplaceable people pay attention to trends, shifts, and emerging challenges in their industries and environments. They stay ahead by preparing for potential scenarios and positioning themselves to capitalize on opportunities before they become obvious to others. This foresight makes them invaluable, as they're often the first to recognize and act on new possibilities. They embrace failure as part of the process. Not every adjustment or experiment will succeed, but irreplaceable people view setbacks as valuable learning experiences. They analyze what went wrong, extract the lessons, and apply those insights to future efforts. This willingness to fail forward allows them to innovate and grow without fear of making mistakes. Being adaptable requires balancing flexibility with consistency. Irreplaceable people stay true to their core values, vision, and purpose, even as they adapt their strategies and methods. This balance ensures that they remain authentic and aligned with their long-term goals while staying open to new ways of achieving them. It's this combination of stability and agility that makes them so effective and reliable in any situation. Finally, adaptability is about staying grounded in the present while preparing for the future. Irreplaceable people know how to focus on what's within their control, taking actionable steps to address immediate challenges while keeping an eye on the bigger picture. They don't let fear or uncertainty derail their progress. Instead, they use it as fuel to drive creative solutions and meaningful action. Mastering adaptability is what enables irreplaceable people to thrive in an ever-changing world. By staying open, curious, and resilient, they not only navigate uncertainty but use it to their advantage. They become the go-to person in times of transition, the steady hand during turbulence, and the creative thinker who turns challenges into opportunities. This habit ensures that no matter what changes come their way, they'll continue to grow, contribute, and succeed. The habits that make someone irreplaceable aren't about being perfect or possessing rare, unattainable qualities. They are about commitment to growth, consistency in action, and an unwavering dedication to creating value in every situation. Becoming irreplaceable isn't a one-time achievement. It's a continuous process of refining your skills, deepening your character, and expanding your contribution. Every day presents an opportunity to practice these habits. It's in the small, deliberate choices you make. The decision to embrace accountability, to communicate with clarity, to show up with consistency, or to remain adaptable in the face of uncertainty. These choices compound over time, creating a reputation of reliability, integrity, and excellence. They build trust with others and confidence within yourself, making you the person others look to when it matters most. What sets irreplaceable people apart isn't just their output, but their presence. The way they elevate every environment they step into, the way they inspire collaboration and innovation, and the way they turn challenges into stepping stones for progress. It's their ability to influence outcomes, solve problems, and create possibilities that weren't there before. These habits make them indispensable, not because they seek recognition, but because they bring genuine value to every interaction, project, and endeavor. The journey to becoming irreplaceable isn't an easy one, but it's one of the most rewarding paths you can take. It requires courage to embrace change, humility to learn from mistakes, and the discipline to show up even on the tough days. It means choosing to rise above mediocrity and rejecting shortcuts that sacrifice long-term impact for short-term gains. And it requires a deep understanding that your worth isn't determined by titles, accolades, or comparisons, but by the unique contributions you bring to the table. It's about recognizing that your actions ripple outward, influencing the lives you touch and the legacy you leave. When you master these habits, you don't just stand out, you transform your environment and create a standard that others aspire to reach. These habits are not reserved for the exceptional few. They are available to anyone willing to do the work. They are habits of integrity, focus, resilience, and service, and they are the foundation for a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. By committing to them, you step into the role of a leader, a contributor, and a difference maker. You become someone who can't be replaced, not because of your position, but because of your principles. When you live by these habits, you're not just building a career, you're building a legacy. You're not just achieving success, you're creating significance. And that is the mark of someone truly irreplaceable.